What's up, guys? LEL here, bringing you my thoughts on gaming today. First up, been a while, I know, but there are just so many games coming out this holiday season, and I'm gonna be trying to play a bunch of them. So I'm just gonna try to go through as many as I can, as possible. First up, I'm finally getting to play Darksiders 2. And so far, I'm really liking what I'm playing. It's pretty cool. At first, I wasn't really big on Darksiders. Played the first one. That was pretty awesome. Okay. But it wasn't that big of a rush to get number two. But I'm really glad I'm getting around to play it, because it's actually a really good game. Also, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. My friend finally let me borrow it, and I'm playing it. It's also very awesome. Kind of, like, managing the spirits, though, is kind of tedious, because, like, I'm one of those people that I have to make sure the little whatever, if I have a companion, the companion likes me and it's going to give me its full impact. It's going to completely help me as best as it possibly can. And if I have to feed it and wiggle my finger at it to make it happy and make it, perform better, then I'm going to do it. But man, it gets a little tiring after a while. And I know I don't have to, but it's just one of those things where it makes me want to. And it's just but also, Borderlands 2 is coming out. I'm trying so hard to get back to play the first one, and it's gonna. I don't know if I'll ever. I don't know if I'll even get to it because I've just been playing so many games right now. I've actually gone back and I started playing Odin Sphere on the PS2 again because that game is just. If you don't know what Odin Sphere is, you need to go look it up. And if you have a PS2 or PS3, you need to go buy it. If you don't have a PS2 or PS3, you need to buy a PS2 or PS3 and buy that game because that game is amazing. And also, I've been gone back and play Indigo Prophecy. If any of you who know that game, it's also known as Fahrenheit. It's very cool. The game, it has a real niche audience because it starts off pretty good. The controls are kind of tankish, and it's like more of like a, I guess like a, not real much action. I guess you would say it's more like QT. It's full of QTEs, like all quick time basically. But it's a really good game. The story goes from normal to crime mystery to supernatural to batshit bonkers. But I don't know. That's the reason I loved it. I thought it was a great game, and I'm gone back to play it as well. So many games I have to get to. So much stuff I have to play. Just so much. But enough of that. Let's get on with what caught my eye. Basically, some new footage, or not footage, but new pictures have come up for the new um, what used to be Overstrike is now Fuse, which I really don't understand the name Fuse. I mean, I guess I kind of do. Basically, the premise of the game is that the Overstrike team has been sent to this military base to stop these terrorists who have taken alien uh, an alien substance that can basically weaponize any human material it comes in contact with. So basically, it makes guns more awesome. It's basically their explanation for why their guns can do what they can do. And I really don't care about that. What really does bum me out is the new style change. And yeah, it says that from the reviews I've read or the previews I've read, it says that the characters are still witty and funny, but it also adds the word dark and human. And I'm like, I mean, the whole reason I liked Overstrike 9, the first original trailer, was because it had that cartoony, awesome aspect to it. It just looks so fun. But now, when I look at the new pictures, the new screenshots, it doesn't look. I mean, I'm not saying it won't be fun, but the game just doesn't look like it's as fun as it would have been if it would have stayed that cartoony style. And by no means am I saying this game is going to be bad, and by no means am I saying I'm not going to play it. But it's just, I don't know, it's a bit of a letdown for me because I really dug the original look, how like it kind of looked like a Pixar movie, but just was violent and like was keep snapping people's neck. I thought it was awesome. Now the way it looks now, it looks like really any other modern shooter out there. So again, they've also said it's a third-person cover-based shooter. And again, if it would have stuck with the cartoony look, I thought I wouldn't have cared. I thought it would have been awesome. But now that it's gone for a more realistic tone, it's just like, that's nice. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed out with the new direction they went in. I don't know. But again, who knows? Also, another tidbit: Kojima Productions has opened up a studio stateside here, and I think that is amazing. Getting, hopefully that'll mean we'll get Kojima games, or more Kojima games, and maybe even sooner. I love all of Kojima's products so far. Zone of Enders, to this day, I am waiting for Zone of Enders 3. The little tidbit when they announced they're bringing the HD collection, and I really hope they bring a 3. Of course, all the Metal Gears I love. Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, I loved that game. I thought that game was amazing. I know that I don't think Kojima Productions exactly um, made it, but I think they helped produce it. I'm not really sure what their aspect was in it, but they were involved in that game, and it was amazing to begin with. I loved it. So to get any type of game from them stateside, I think is a big win for us, and I really, really looking forward to whatever they come to bring us. Also, there was an article on Dishonored on IGN about their thoughts on how games are coming along in the gaming industry technically, and one of the devs, I'm not sure if it's a dev or it's a designer. Point being is he was talking about how people are getting sick of the old reworks. People want new originalities. Like the E3 just passed. The two biggest games from E3 were Watch Dogs, which was an original IP, and I think Remember Me. Was that at E3? Doesn't matter. Point is, that game also looked amazing. Which also, they have a new demo of it out, and it actually shows more of like the traversal and the action, the combat system. I'm gonna try to include a link below, so check it out. But either way, and he also talked about how Dishonored is like they made sure to make it a polished, good single player experience, and they didn't want to tack on multiplayer just to check it off or to add a little notch to it. They kept it completely single player to make sure it's completely polished. They didn't add multiplayer because they don't want to half-ass the single player, and for that I commend you, and I think you guys are amazing for doing that. I really appreciate that. I think single player games are to this day they're dying breed. I'm sad to say, because not that many single players are coming out anymore. Most games that were single player that came up for are having multiplayer. For one, Mass Effect, Max Payne, Grand Theft Auto. Multiplayer has been added into a lot of games. Not that they didn't do it well, and not that any of that multiplayer is bad. I enjoyed all the multiplayer for those games, and it was pretty cool. But I really do miss the single player experience where it's just fundamental, just single player, go through the game. One of the reasons why I went back to Odin Sphere and Indigo Prophecy, those games, I love those games to death. I love a lot of old games to death, and they were just single player games. To this day, some of my favorite games of all time, I can say right now, will be single player games. And also, God of War, they have a nice little arc on Game Informer about the history of Kratos and how things went along for him in each game. And it's pretty good read, and it gets me interested in what Ascension's gonna do for the series, and what story and what elements they can add to him, because they're basically going back to before he went all angry and destructive. They're saying how this aspect or the time frame he's in is before he goes complete balls out fury mode, and he's still human inside. He still has, I guess, fundamentally a heart, and he still can care, and I want to see how they mercifully rip that out of him. Sad to say, but we know how it ends, so come on, it's gonna happen. But also they showed off the one of the main antagonists, one of the Furies, pretty cool. And also IGN, they also have top 100 RPGs of all time on their list. So far, a few games that I was pleasantly surprised were on there was Kingdom Hearts. Not that I'm surprised. That game is amazing. I love the Kingdom Hearts series. But I was surprised that they made it so far back, because they were only, I think, 84. And I really expected them to be a little higher up. And it really surprised me to see that they're kind of back there. Still, the list is pretty awesome, and every time I see a game, I'm like, oh, I remember that game. Oh, that one I remember, but I didn't get to play it. Oh, that one, I never heard of it, but I want to play it now. And please check it out. It looks really cool. But that's it for today. Guys, take care. Remember, I'm just a gamer, alright? Peace.